Hi everybody, welcome to VchiBanter. We are VchiBan, and this is our really silly podcast. Welcome. Hi guys. Hi. This is episode 2.
Ooh.
We're on, so that's pretty cool, right, guys? That's pretty cool. Episode 2. We haven't sunk yet. That's sick.
Yeah, kind of crazy. It feels like we only did that like an hour ago.
We
are
totally
recording
did it.
this directly after the,
Don't ruin
Tell
the
them, don't
immersion.
tell them that. Don't tell them that
Candii.
we're recording.
Candii.
Can't say
Okay.
that.
Do I need to change
Just
my
did.
shirt to not ruin the immersion?
Oh.
That is true for the visual watchers of the podcast. They're going to see us wearing the same thing
All
a
the
lot
time.
of the time.
Unless for some reason we get upgrades on our models. So
True.
or we just get naked. I don't know. Something might happen. Who knows?
I'm
We could
already
get
naked.
wild with it and just get. Oh, imagine if we had like a Balenciaga or like a Gucci sponsor, and every episode would just dripped out.
Yeah, you're just like,
different outfits.
yeah, sorry, I'm wearing my Balenciaga gloves. Sorry, guys.
Cute.
My Balenciaga.
Gloves. Like that's.
I don't know
the
what-
first
I've
thing you
never
go
bought-
to.
Sorry, I've never bought Balenciaga.
That's a.
I
you
just
bought
know it's a
Labubu
fancy
Balenciaga.
brand. That's all.
I don't. Have you guys ever bought in like a expensive thing like that, like Gucci or Balenciaga?
No.
Like name brand?
Yeah,
No.
me neither. No.
Okay. For clothing and stuff, no. But with like tablets and stuff, I have a Wacom. So that's like.
That's not the same.
Oh. I mean, okay,
Fine.
well, for shoes, I bought
Okay.
Nikes before.
Yeah.
But hear me out.
Designer brands in Melbourne, but they're like streetwear and they're like kind of expensive. But it's not like a Gucci or a whatever.
It's not like
Mm.
famous for like just being.
It's like
Gotcha.
in
Expensive.
its niche, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing with a tablet, though. And like the love sack I
okay,
have.
but that's still like an eye, not clothing.
But like, okay, I think we're gonna have a little reality check here, Rose. Okay, Gucci, a purse from Gucci is like $13,000. Okay, so like I
What?
guarantee a Wacom isn't gonna be the same.
$1,000?
Yeah, that's
Who
why I
the
was
fuck
saying.
is paying that for anything? Who?
That's why
A lot
I
of
asked.
people.
That's why I asked, because I was like, have you guys ever bought anything from like? Oh my god, I will say though, there was one time when we were in Vegas, Shia, and we went to Louis Vuitton. We went there, and they had
Mhm.
a varsity jacket with a dog on it, and it was $38,000, and I was like, man, if that wasn't $38,000,
Thinking about it.
But that's the
Thinking
point.
about it.
Because it's $38,000, you will never buy it. But there are schmucks out there who do.
Well, there's people, not really schmucks. There's people
Not
out there who are
schmucks.
billionaires. You know,
Dude, I would love to
So-
be a millionaire to not think about buying a
Well-
fucking Balenciaga.
There is
Well-
the perception of wealth through physical items worn, whereas most people that I know that are like that level of rich usually go for covert wealth, where they wear nondescript but expensive stuff. But
That
that's
is-
not like the full name brands. That's like an uncanny valley of like perception of wealth.
Yeah.
that is true, because I know for a fact that when rich people talk about if someone buys like, because some people will buy like a Gucci backpack and they'll be like, oh my god, I have Gucci or whatever, but it ends up looking tacky because it's the only thing that they're wearing. It's the only one thing that they bought.
Yeah,
Have
but
you
they
ever seen
also
that?
get really big-headed about it. They're like, it's Gucci. Come on, like, you wouldn't know, peasant. Like, they get very, like, hoity-toity about it. And I think that's also part of the tackiness.
Yeah, I just remember someone talking about being like, yeah, I know they're not actually rich when they have a Gucci backpack. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's the fake perception of wealth, of trying too hard to show,
Right.
oh, look at how much I paid for this. Like Candii said, the covert
Yeah.
wealth of just
Yeah.
being like, you don't have to like flaunt it to be able to, you know,
Mm-mm.
to prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2. Yeah.
Did you guys know that if you look at a map and look at North America and look at the countries going down at their first letters between Canada, United States, and then
Is this something you learned in-
Mexico,
in-
it
I know what
spells
you're gonna say.
cum?
Yeah.
Did you learn that at church school or whatever? Bible camp?
What, at the
Jello
Jesus
wrestling?
camp that I went
Yeah.
to 3 times and they got mad at you if you called it Jesus camp?
That's
What are you supposed
Okay.
to call it then?
I don't know. It was supposed to be a place where you have a good time with your friends, and if you happen to upon Jesus while you're there, then well, that's just a bonus.
Oh.
it sounds like a not a bonus to me. That
Is
sounds
it like-
Yeah.
wow.
That's like a punishment,
I don't-
not a bonus.
Makes it sound like you're gonna find him in the forest. Like, there's a
Oh.
girl.
I might
The
have.
little forest gnome. Hey, I'm Jesus.
If you see him in the forest, ooh. Watch
If
out.
you
gonna
see a
once
man
again
in the
say-
forest, that's Jesus. Leave him alone. Don't invite him in.
No, they want you to
I'm gonna-
invite him in
Oh, that's true.
to your heart
Yeah.
or some shit, probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Episode 2, religion. What other hot button topics do we want to get into, guys?
Politics. No.
No.
Politics.
No, Candii. No, I was kidding.
I will talk about one politic thing though. Is my favorite politic thing is talking
Is it the
about
Australian
that.
one?
Yeah, it's the Australian governor that walked into the ocean and just disappeared.
Yeah, I
What?
forgot his name, but yeah.
Yeah. Katie,
He went
tell
for
it.
a
Tell
swim
it.
and didn't come back. I don't know. It's not much to tell. There's a prime minister. He went for a swim, didn't come back. Don't remember his name. They named
That's
a pool after
wild.
him. He
Which
drowned.
is so
That
fucked up.
sounds like he had a hit
probably,
on him.
He probably drowned, died, and they're like, "Yeah, actually, let's name a pool after him." Like,
Yeah.
That's.
I don't
that's
think
so
it's that
messed up.
innocent. That sounds like a political figure just disappearing. That does not sound like he went for a swim and just got lost.
well, who knows?
No,
We'll
it's, I
never
mean,
know.
there's riptides, man. That's just Australia. That's just, you know.
Wait, okay, since you're from Australia, you know how they have
Yes.
like box jellyfish and stuff? Have you ever actually like known anyone who got stung by one or anything?
Yeah, people. I mean, I don't know about box jellyfish specifically, but people just get stung by jellyfishes, like, and whatever. Like, that's, yeah.
Did they die?
I mean, I don't. Is the box jellyfish? It's not the man of war, is it?
Maybe it's that one. It's one of those
Because that's
two.
the little tiny one that's
yeah,
like. That, like,
yeah,
can-
that one. That one.
I don't know. I don't think
That's-
I've known anyone that's been stung by one of those, but I don't know.
Huh.
My jellyfish. I wasn't aware this is going to be a fucking flora and fauna of Australia episode. Otherwise, I would have prepared.
I was just curious because it made me think of it.
Try it. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I'm enjoying your Australianisms.
I'm trying to think of like silly Australian things, but go on. That can be an episode in itself.
True.
Let's talk about things that people pursue, but like they're hard to explain, like ghosts. Like if you believed in ghosts, then you would probably dedicate your entire life
Fucking dads.
to doing that, right? Like
I
you would,
think-
like if you saw a ghost, I would spend my whole life to like try to prove that to people.
Yeah, like fucking dads.
That doesn't need to be proven. That just
Like-
happens.
Fucking
As in
dads? Or
like,
fucking
as in your
dads,
dad's a
they're
ghost,
missing.
or like, oh, okay.
Okay, you know what?
I thought that was
Oh.
proving
I
your dad
think-
is real.
Proving my dad actually cares about me.
Yeah,
Episode
you
10.
still. I don't think you proved that one yet.
I think aliens for me.
Aliens.
Well, actually, you know what? Not anymore because now the government just like uses that as like a guys. I know the stuff's bad's happening. Here's aliens, by the way. Like, so now I don't
True.
care as much anymore. That now
It's
they're
like
real. Who
jingling
cares?
keys. Just like, come here, look at this other thing. Haha, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
haha."
Well, now they're real. Now I don't care. But Ghost is a good one, Shia. That's a good one.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. There's just so much media that's attributed to it, so it's like hard to like just put it under the rug. And I'm trying not to be too blunt because I'm the person that's just like they don't exist. I don't care. It's like just incredibly like skeptical about it. But like I'm always down for hearing about things, especially aliens now though, because that's something that's become more prevalent just because the government's talking about it.
I think that this is my like not conspiracy, I don't know what you call it, but I do think there's an element of humans being able to sense a location has had a lot of death in it from some kind of like survival instinct.
Like
whenever
touching
you
the
go to, like,
ground and being like something's happened here.
I don't
that
know.
kind of
Like
stuff.
I think certain places just have like an aura about it. Like not to say that it's like provable or like, oh, there's like definitely ghosts, but I think on some level it's like you can kind of
Mm.
must be something about it. Like even if it's like a smell or like there's something in the area that's like this like bad things happened here. I shouldn't be here.
Kind of like liminal spaces.
I think the liminal space is a little bit different, but I guess
like
because
the
it's
same
like the uncanniness
vibe.
of a place that's supposed to have people, but it's not. It's like transient in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that
Um,
like people have like instincts to know them when they're in danger or not. So I guess that would be like the vibe, you know, like if you went to like an abandoned house, it's not really a vibe. You don't really want to like it's something probably fucked up happened there, so you don't want to be there.
Yeah, I
I
just
would be
think of like
curious to
I
be
went to
there.
Alcatraz,
What?
and that was like, which obviously Alcatraz like what?
You
I went to
went
San
there?
Francisco like forever ago. Yeah.
Oh.
And
That's
like
cool.
Yeah, it's and also there's a jail in Australia that you can do tours of and things like that. But that's like again, it's a place that you know for a fact has had a lot of death and misfortune occur in it. So it kind of you go in with that preconception. So I guess that
Mm.
probably influences it. But I still think
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Well, it's the same kind of
Yeah.
vibe as like haunted houses and stuff too, though, because you go in thinking like, oh, it's gonna be scary, and then you get maybe scared, maybe not.
I get scared of haunted houses.
Do you really?
Yeah, because it's dusty.
True.
I experience zombie media. Anything set pre 20th century, anything you show me is immediately just like baseline scary because I would die in it just existing.
So it's not the monsters or the zombies or the apocalypse; it's the dust.
No, we've talked about that before. We literally said that Candii would be the first to die because of the dust of the zombie apocalypse. So.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be second to die just because like I'm just slow and frantic and panicky like a deer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I would hide till I starve and then I'd. Oh well.
So you think Shia would be the survivor?
Man.
I don't know.
Begrudgingly, yeah.
I don't know. It just seems so far-fetched of an idea for me, so I've never seriously considered it, but like I don't physically, I know I would break after a while. There's just no way. Mentally, I might be able to gaslight myself to keep on going, but like
Dude, I'm so out of
I'm
shape. There's no way.
I'm immediately becoming a concubine. I'm finding whatever the guy is most like Negan from The Walking Dead, and I'm attaching to that, and then that's me. I'm gonna
You're
be
mine
I'm
now.
the trophy wife, and I know what I'm about. I know I know what I offer.
What happens if he dies?
I find the next one.
I
Until
know.
I'm ugly and I'm not marketable to the. Listen, I've got it all planned out. I got a strategy. I can be a yes man. I can hype them up. Like you're the biggest, strongest survivor until they're not, and then you go to the next one.
Yeah, but I also feel like Australia would be the last place to get zombies. You know what I mean?
Or the first?
True. No,
Well,
because like
no,
our
because it would
temperatures.
stay.
Also, our temperatures are very dramatic. It's like can get down to like 0 and it goes up to like 50 or 48.
I feel like
Celsius.
it obviously would happen in America first. So, you know.
Oh, definitely.
An interesting thing to think about though, Australia with zombie apocalypse don't have guns, at least not as readily accessible. Because like
yeah,
whenever
you
you think
guys are
zombie media, it's like
fucked.
everyone has guns, and whereas in Australia, it's like
You can stab them.
I don't
great.
think that's gonna work out very well.
out of the group of us, then who would you say is the believer, like in VchiBan, compared to like skepticism? Like when you, if you had to rate us,
I think I'm the
Candii,
biggest
you.
believer. Yeah, because I just think that I just am the most open minded to there being other things going on.
I'm a little under Candii, I think, because I mean, I've talked to Shai about this before, where I'm like, the world is too big to not be able to like, and also the universe to be like, yeah, nothing else exists. Like, it's literally impossible for you to even like, it's like, it's so closed-minded to even think that you're the only thing around. So there has to be something else. There
I
has to
agree
be.
with that. But the thing is, like, I feel like I would put myself lowest on the believers. But I think that even being the lowest, my logic is that it's literally impossible for us to be the only organisms in the entire universe. So there's definitely something, but I don't think what that something is like the stereotypical green, tall, lanky, big black shiny eyes like alien. I think it's gonna be like fucking like bacteria or some shit, or like something that we can't even really conceptualize. But I don't think we're ever gonna see it in our lifetime, or even like generations way past us, if ever.
So that's in like regards to other life out there. What about like ghosts
Ghost
and the paranormal?
When I was a kid, I thought I saw a ghost. I was sleeping in my grandparents' room because I was over there for like the weekend or some shit. And I looked out the window and I saw what I thought was like a ghost. And it looked like he was wearing a white robe and he had like long hair. And he just looked like he was like smiling. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then my dad came out of his car and he's like, he heard me like, I guess talking. He's like, what's happening out there? And I was like, oh! And I went to bed.
Yeah, but like
But I don't think it was a ghost. I think it was just tired
all
as
kids
fuck.
see ghosts.
Yeah.
Kids are stupid, so
As much as I want to believe in ghosts and think of that kind of stuff, I don't think I do. I think that it's just not logically sensible, and I feel like we would have had tangible proof at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun to think about.
Oh, it's
Yes.
fun to
Oh,
think
yeah.
about, but I don't think it's like astrology, or is it astronomy? No, it's astrology. Like Gemini and shit. Like It's
Mhm.
fun to think about in that kind of way, but I don't believe it, you know?
Yeah.
Candy,
Yeah,
you and
no,
I are
that's-
on. Good thing we're on this side of the table. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
No, I mean, I agree. It's fun in the aspect of like the paranormal. Like I've been, and I know Buff has been to like haunted locations. I've stood on a literal quote unquote portal to hell that books and movies and shows have been written about. I mean, I'm still here to this day. Nothing happened. No demon came out. No spirit came out and
wish
pushed
they
me down the
would.
stairs like supposedly has happened to other people there. Nothing. No one.
But see, my
no one
thing
came
is,
out and tickled me.
my thing is that the last time I went to I went to haunted places, but the last time I went to go learn about haunted things, the guy just kept making fun of me because I didn't have a dad. So I'm like,
Who's this guy?
What?
yeah,
You know,
do you
wig.
remember that, Cheyenne?
Yes, we were in a very, very like notoriously haunted like kind of ghost town just because a lot of war and stuff has happened there, so there's legitimate death all around within that area. And we went to what was it, just like an oddity shop or something that it was supposed to be filled to the brim with haunted objects. And that guy, it was you, me, and then my parents.
Yep.
This poor guy was he was spinning this whole tale about how there was this little girl, and she was haunting this doll, but she was also, he looked at you and he goes, he was quite the daddy's girl, you know, and she really had him wrapped around her finger, and looked at Buff and goes, I bet you were quite the daddy's girl. And Buff, you said?
Oh, I just looked at him and said, I don't have a dad. And he just went, oh, okay.
He
anyways.
was so thrown off. No, he didn't even catch wind back from that. He was so like, my mom stepped in, was just like, actually, I was kind of like a daddy's girl. She saved like the social like structure of that
Bless your
conversation
mom.
right there.
That's so fun.
Thanks, Mom.
That reminds me of you go first.
I don't mind saying it. Like, it doesn't bother me, but it's so
Mhm.
funny to get people's reactions because it's just like, they'll like make jokes about that. And I'm like, yeah, what do you want me to, like, I can't relate.
Like that time we
Being
were playing
so
that game and you
blunt.
kept making all those jokes when you were playing that like little kid character, like when we were in it was like the arcade one, we were
Oh
playing
my
like the
God.
Pac-Man game, and you're like,
The terabyte
I wish my
game.
dad loved me.
Yeah, we were playing a game. It's called Terabytes, and it's basically where it's like Pac-Man, but you're like hunting ghosts, kind of. And
Yeah.
you play as like kids that are probably like 12 or 13 or something like that. And of course, I was getting into the role play of the collab, and I would just be like, "Yeah, my dad doesn't love me. I don't know why I'm here." And then like you guys would come up and be like, "Well, do you have anything else going on in your life?" Like, "No, I'm just trying to impress a father figure in my life." And I thought it was hilarious.
And you were like, sometimes he mails me a Christmas card once every year when he remembers. And all this other shit. I was like, oh my god.
Well, I thought it was funny because like the kids stand emoji basically when they're like not doing any animation. So I thought it was the funniest thing, just turning around kind of like a statue, like
Yeah.
yeah, my dad sends me Christmas cards sometimes, but I can't read them because my mom takes them away from me.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so fucked. It was so funny though. Like
I love it.
Listen, I think that if you can't find humor in that kind of shit, like what else are you gonna fucking do besides despair, right?
True. If I can't find humor in Buff not having a dad, then what do I have? You know, like how am I going to process that if
That's true.
God.
True.
Fuck.
No, I always I don't know, I got raised
great.
to thanks. I didn't think that was a question, but okay.
you're okay.
You're
Let's just keep saying that
alright,
she started
you
crying.
I was always like taught up to believe that if you can't laugh at yourself, then you're not allowed to laugh at anyone else type deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you laugh at me all the time.
I sure do.
Yeah, but Buff also laughs at herself.
So speaking of ghosts or just like weird things in general, have you guys had anything ever happen that is unexplainable that people could attribute to be like, oh, that was just a ghost or something, but who knows what it was?
Ooh.
I do. And
What?
I've never told you, Shia, either.
New story?
Yeah. Out of the 12 years we've known each other, I've never told you. Because I always thought you would think I'm crazy, so I've never said it. So, but there was one time I was at my grandma's house and I was hiding underneath like the table. It was like the dining table, so it was very long.
Out of fear?
No, I was hiding from my sister. We were playing hide and seek,
Oh, okay.
and I remember seeing, and it's so clear to me, which is the part where I struggle with, because I'm like, okay, is my brain just pretending that I actually think that this happened because it's been so long, or did this actually happen? And that's the part that fucks me up, because I just don't know if my brain is playing tricks on me. But I remember being under the table and then looking up, because I thought my sister was going to be on top of the table, but there was a ceiling fan that was above the table, and I remember seeing someone peering over the ceiling fan and smiling at me, and I whipped my head so far back that I hit my head actually on the corner of the table, and I have a dent in my head from it. Then I obviously looked back up and I didn't see anything, and to this day I know I hit my head on the table because I have a fucking dent in my head, but I don't know if I actually saw anything. And so I don't know if it was like some weird shadow, or if it was just me being an imaginary kid, or like, I have no idea. And I still can't explain it to this day. And I just try not to think about it.
And we'll
What
never
the
know.
And we'll never know. But that's like one of those things where I can't tell if my brain is being like, yeah, that was totally real, or no, that wasn't real, and you're just trying to believe it now that you're older or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. So
Holy
that's
fuck.
my only ghost story that I've ever had. And so there's always a part of me that little believes in ghosts, but then I'm also like in the same boat as Rose, where you would think at this point we would have evidence or some sort of viable thing. So
Exactly.
I fight with that a lot.
Exactly.
Can I tell a story about an experience that makes me believe less in ghosts?
You can only
Yes.
tell the story if you fix yourself
What do you mean?
physically.
Oh my
Physically?
god, you can't just say
Yeah.
that.
Sorry,
mean?
my bad.
So you were actually of this story. Do you
I
remember
do.
the time that we went on a ghost tour with two of our friends?
Yes.
And we started out inside of a building,
Yes.
and we were with 10 other people.
Yeah, we
and
were
there
in
was
Seattle.
one tour guide.
Mhm.
No, not that one. No,
Oh.
not that one. It was somewhere else in a small town.
Oh, I know which one.
And
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
oh, this gets me a little like.
This actually makes me also angry too. I thought you meant the one in Seattle, because the one in Seattle was really fun. We went to a whole
that
bunch
was
of bars,
fantastic.
and they were
Yeah.
talking about like, oh, there's ghosts under the dock and this and that, and I was like, ooh, like, and it was really good.
Bar crawl. That's
Yeah,
great,
it's fun.
Those are really fun. Even whether you believe or not, those are fun. That's always like a good activity to do with friends. So highly recommend. But we went on one that was just kind of like local, small town. This guy who's kind of good at just like talking to crowds will come lead you around in town and talk about spooky things. We started out inside of a building, and he told us about how there was a giant gray figure that would appear in the windows. Ooh. And, we sat in there. Nothing happened. We walked out of the building after sitting inside of it for a while, and then came out, and then we were all quiet for a second. The guy turned around and goes, "It happened. Yep. Someone had a ghost experience. Yep, it happened." He's like, "All right, so let's go ahead and go move down the street." And I'm sitting there like, "What? What do you mean? Someone had a ghost experience and we're just going to be that casual about it?" "Yep, it happened. Yep. Oh yeah, someone happened." Like what? Who? Where?
And it was so
Someone
funny
saw
too.
a ghost and you're like, "Oh, yep. Yep."
It was so
No,
funny too,
it's
because
good.
there was a whole bunch of moms being like, oh, like totally just
losing
believing
it.
it. And we were turning around to our friend being like, what was it?
What
was
happened?
What happened? You didn't even tell us what it was. You just said that it happened. What happened? Like, you don't even have an example. Show me an
He
example.
led us down the street and then took us to another old building where there was a second floor that looked old, gross. And up in that second floor were some old windows. And he said again under his breath, he was just like, "Oh, yeah, there was there was a face. Yep, I saw it. Oh, if you missed it, then yep, there was a face up in the second floor window." He lost me. He lost me
Sounds
so
like
hard.
the world's shittiest magician.
Oh, dude, we had to walk around for another
It
hour
was-
listening to this guy.
It was so funny too, because especially at that face part, it was up in a window that was like a couple stories high, and he was like, "Oh, you can see it was right there. It's right
It
there."
was there.
And
Yep.
everyone's
I just
standing there
saw it.
like like I don't see it, like, and they're like all trying to like look, and then there was one girl that was like, I took a photo, but there's nothing in the photo. and I just remember sitting there being like, this is the stupidest shit. This is crazy. Like,
Jesus fucking Christ.
just the word of it happened. It's there.
It happened. You guys just didn't see it. Oh,
Guys, I won the lottery. It just happened.
Yeah,
Yep,
it happened.
I'm
It
rich
happened.
now. Crazy.
I have money now.
that is an instance where it makes me want to believe less in ghosts because of how casual it was. And it makes me think I should be seeing ghosts every day. I'm like, where are they?
Come on,
You see
show
them all
up.
the time.
Mm-hmm.
Show up, ghost. Where you at?
Yeah. What about you, Candii? You see any ghosts?
No, my thing's just like cheesy and like too sincere. So I feel like I'm happy to tell it still, but it's more of like a nice thing.
Yeah, I want to know. Candii.
Yeah.
My grandparents, when they both passed away, they said to my mom that like if she sees a rainbow, it means that they're like smiling down on her, which I think is very sweet.
Oh.
And there was like there's been like random times, like I think there was like a family wedding and there was like a rainbow on the day of the family wedding, and there was like just like random like I think something, my mom got like a new job or something and she saw a rainbow, and she'll like randomly text me, like they'll be like she'll find something and she'll be like, or like win a scratchy, and they'll be like, oh, she'll be like, oh look, and there's a rainbow from like the window or whatever. So it's like these little incidental like
Aw, that's cute.
things that kind of have like meaning because of that. So it's kind of like it's I guess I look at it from the spirituality of like comfort to people that like they like to think of like family looking down on them from the things that they can glean meaning from, as opposed to being like the spooky, scary, like whatever. Although one time I was chased by a dog at like midnight, and that was kind of scary, but the dog was chill.
That's not a ghost.
But that was scary. Because it was like a random black, like dark shadow in the night, like running at me, and I was like, oh. But it was just a neighbor dog, and it was like big, like it was a big like Rottweiler, but it was friendly. But it was like out at night, and I just was like, oh my god! And I thought I was being like about to die, and it was just a dog.
Oh my
Candii,
god.
you are the master of the switch up when it comes to stories.
I
It
just
was
felt like
so
Last.
beautiful and sincere, and then I almost got mauled by this rabid dog, but it was really scary. So.
yeah.
It was scary though, I promise.
I just gotta balance it out. But yeah, I don't know. I think with spirituality, I mean, like again, from like I think it can bring comfort to people to think that there's like ways that the loved ones can be with them, but then there's also the people that are like the guy that you're talking about, where he's like, oh, like you can see a scary like shadow, which is like explainable,
Mhm.
as light
Yeah.
phenomenon, whatever.
This is so off topic, but
Hit me.
Candii saying that they were chased by a dog reminded me of a time that I got chased.
By a dog?
By a dog?
No, by a person.
Oh.
What?
I mean, did they act like a dog? Like,
Not a dog, but like a dog,
oh.
That's just, I feel like
Oh.
Rosa just happens with you, not just dismissive of
That's
it.
true.
Reason.
Dudes just
It's
are into
true.
you.
Every time we go outside, Rose gets hit on like 9 times out of 10, and I
It's
just
It's
sit there,
true.
and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
It's like now that I'm going outside, it's happening. But you know what? Okay, so this one's from before, right? So nowadays, I feel like the people that hit on me are like really nice. But this was fucking creepy. I was in college, and when I was in college, I commuted. I took a bus everywhere. So I was leaving my class, going towards the bus stop to wait for the bus. And all of a sudden, some random guy comes out from like a parking lot across the street and like sprints over to me and matches my pace as I'm walking to the fucking bus stop. And he's like, hello, oh my God, what's your name? And I was like, Rose. And he's like, that is such a beautiful name. I would love to get your number, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I have a girlfriend, bye. And I was like, he kept following me even after I said that, like next to me. And I was like, am I gonna get murdered? Is this the end for me? Like, am I about to like die? And then the bus showed up just as I was like getting to the bus stop, and I was like, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, holy fuck. And he didn't get on the bus, and I was so fucking relieved.
My God.
Oh my God, it was so awkward.
See, I've never like. Every time someone's hit on me in public, I always just say, no thanks. And then it's like the most jarring thing. And they're just like, oh, and then they just walk away. But I think it's just because I'm from New England. So it's very easy for me to be like, no.
That's why I rely on you now. Like when we went out
It's
to
true.
dinner that one time and that guy like came up and like
Yeah, there was
could
this
only-
really nice guy.
Yeah.
And he like ran up and he was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry to bother you, but you are just the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I really just would like to ask you on a date. I'm sorry if you're so busy. And then Rose literally looked at me and then was just like, and grabbed my arm.
I was like, this is my girlfriend.
Yeah, grab arm was like, this is my girlfriend. And then I literally went up and shook his hand. And I said, you can tell who the dominant one is, huh? And he goes, oh, yeah, no problem.
It was funny though. He came up. He was like doing that thing where he had his hands cupped and he was like rubbing his hands together. And he's just like,
yeah,
you know, I just like really like what I see. You know,
it was
It's
so,
just like,
it was so
damn,
sweet.
okay.
But he was nice. It was just like
He was
Yeah.
very sweet.
he was really sweet. I'm just not looking. Like
Dude, he
Yeah.
he just came barking.
he
He
really
was very,
did.
very nice, though. He was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm a part of this company, and I'm just like really looking for someone like you, and blah blah. I'm so sorry if I'm bothering you, though. And it was he was being very. And then when we basically told him off, he just apologized. He's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean. I hope you guys have a great night. This restaurant was awesome, wasn't it? And we were like, yeah, it was pretty good.
You wanna know the most fucked part though? Before that point, he had never seen my face.
That's true. He only saw your ass. That is, I totally
He
forgot about
only
that.
saw me from behind.
He literally only saw your ass, and he was like, yeah, that's what I want.
Fucked up.
I have a very abridged version. Reminds me when I was on that flight, I had the where I was flying from Melbourne to a convention. And one guy in the Melbourne airport attached to me and talked to me for like 2 hours about his plans to renovate his house. And then we ended up on the same flight, but thankfully not next to each other. And then when I got to
God.
LA, there was a different, which that was a much longer exchange. It was the most normal man dude I've ever met. If you just like Greg Jones, like he like had a
That's
like
a normal man.
9 to 5, just broke up with his girlfriend, looking to really start his life, but he's 35, he's not sure what to do. It was just, I was like, and then he kept being like, oh, so like, what do you do? Like, who are you seeing? I'm like, oh, my boyfriend. He's like, oh yeah, and then which is he was just being friendly. But then the second guy on the next flight, this particular flight duration, he was sitting next to me from LA to Texas, and then at the Texas point, sitting next to me was like, oh, like, I should get your number, like we could meet up, like you could come to Europe where I drive trucks or something. And I was like, oh no, I've got a boyfriend. And then he just like looked at me and then turned away really aggressively, but we were still boarding off the plane, so he couldn't leave. So I had to sit there next to him for like 10 minutes after rejecting him, and everyone heard, and it was so awkward.
I would die.
Which I feel
Fuck.
bad, but it was like, because he was like, oh, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. That was,
Dude, could you imagine
Yeah,
you rejected
he was
and you
not
literally can't
polite.
leave? Like,
yeah, oh my God, he like bodily turned away from me. I was like, just his back to me, and I was like,
God.
"Ooh."
awkward.
That reminds me of another time I got hit on. It was actually
Okay.
like a month ago, and I was going to get blood work done, and then between getting blood work done and going to an eye doctor appointment, I went to a restaurant because I was like, I need food. I just got a bunch of blood drawn. And so I was sitting there by myself, minding my own fucking business, and I went to order food, and this guy was like almost about to butt in front of me, and he was like, no, you go ahead. And I was like, no, you can. And he's like, no, you go. And I was like, okay. And then I sat down, and he was like, can I sit with you? And I am extremely fucking dense. I'm just going to say it because I did not realize what was happening. And I was like, I'm just going to be on my phone. I mean, if you want to sit here, you can.
Oh my God.
And he was like, okay. And then I was just minding my own fucking business, dicking around on my phone and eating food. And he was like, so are you from around here? And I was like, yeah, kinda. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, what do you do? Like, and we just started talking. And then randomly, he was like, well, not randomly, but it felt random at the time. He was like, so are you seeing anyone? And I was like, what? I was just trying to eat my fucking food, bro. And then I was like, and I just was like, you know what? Buff would cover for me if Buff was here. So I was like, yeah, I have a girlfriend. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, it's not the same if you don't like live together, though. And I was like, oh, we live together. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. And
Wait, it's not the same if you don't live together?
yeah,
What
I don't
the
know
fuck does that mean?
means. I assume he means like, oh, well, you're not committed or whatever. But like,
What?
the fuck, man?
Now, you can't say that shit nowadays when, like, I don't know, long distance relationships are happening all the fucking time with the internet
That's what I'm
nowadays. That makes no
saying.
sense.
It's bullshit. And so I was just like, no, we live together. And he was like, oh, well, you know, that's great. And then he started talking about like what he was looking for in his life. And I was like, okay.
Dude, I can't believe he was literally like, you about to cheat? You wanna?
I was like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not, listen, I'm not interested, bro. I already made up something so that you like go away. Because he was nice. He was just weird until that moment. I was like, oh. And then I didn't know what to do because I wasn't done eating. I was just trying to finish fucking eating. And he just like made small talk for like 5 more fucking minutes that felt like 5 years. And then eventually he's like, well, I'm gonna go. And I was like, okay, bye. And that was that.
Great.
It was fucked up.
Classic random guy in a restaurant.
What the fuck is that? Who does that?
I understand if people are like trying to talk to people and getting to know them and also potentially getting a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. It's the fact that that person was all like, yo, you ready to cheat? Like that,
He didn't say it outright, but that's what it felt like. Yeah.
That's literally what he did. He literally was like, well, you're not living together, so.
Is that what he meant?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What else would that have meant?
What else would that have meant?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like your relationship's not that serious. You don't live together, so we could still fuck and it wouldn't matter.
See,
Right.
the more
That's cheating,
the more I
Rose.
get, yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
But I didn't understand that's what he was asking. And I was just
Yeah,
like I thought he was just
wasn't-
trying to feign interest in my, relationship that I had told him about.
No.
No, he doesn't care. He wants.
He was ready to
wants
fuck.
some of that.
Well,
wants
I
some of that
wasn't ready to
ass.
fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, he probably was.
That's
He
weird
definitely
and
was.
creepy. Ew. God, I'm so glad that I have you guys because I feel like if I didn't, I would just be like, that didn't mean anything by that. Ha ha ha. Because I'm just realizing that I'm more dense than I thought I was.
Well, I don't know if dense
Oh
is the
my
correct word.
God.
You're just too trusting.
It is.
Oblivious,
Oh.
naive. I don't know.
No,
I feel like
it
dense
is.
is
It
the word
is.
though.
It is.
Oh my God.
I feel like Rose and I are on the opposite side of the coin where I trust no bitch. I don't care who you are. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Give me like a year or two, maybe I'll consider it. But like Rose, I feel like is very trusting on the other
No. I would say that I'm quicker to trust than you. Absolutely. Am I quick to trust? No. Will I have polite conversations with anyone who talks to me? Yes. But that doesn't
Buff
mean that I
wouldn't do that.
trust them.
I want to do that. That's what I'm saying. I want to
Buff
do
wouldn't
that.
do that.
Uh-uh.
Buff
No.
hates
That's just
people.
being polite and friendly.
Yeah. It's true. The only people I don't hate is obviously like going to conventions and like talking to our fans and stuff like that and peers and stuff like that. But if I'm like out in public and I'm not ready to talk to somebody, ain't no way. I ain't talking to you. I don't care.
I'm too meek. I can't ignore
Yeah.
somebody. I would feel like a monster.
No, see,
Think of it this way,
I,
Rose.
Uh.
If the same thing happened to Buff and someone was like, hey, can I sit with you? And there's tables around her. Do you think that Buff would be like, yeah, come sit down, whatever? Like,
No, Buff would be like, what?
They'd be like, why? No, I got that like walk straight ahead New York. Like I ain't talking to no bitch. I don't care. I don't want to. No.
I just avoid eye contact because people are scary.
No, don't talk to me.
I
do
do the
that.
same.
Shia.
I do the same. What?
What? Which one?
I was looking at Shia, as in like
Oh.
what level of polite / trusting are you?
Well, I was gonna say
That's- that's what
I
I
do the
do.
resting bitch face where I walk and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I always tell people, I'm like, that is me when I go to work. Like when I had to go into an office, I'll be talkative. I love my friends. I'll yap all the time on stream, online, whatever. I'll be bouncy, bubbly, whatever. When I get to work, I was literally known as the quiet guy in the office, which would be crazy if you knew me otherwise, because outside of that, like I worked by myself. Like I was a team of one on a lot of projects and I loved that. So I never really had to talk with other people. And when I did, of course it's fine, I will. But like otherwise I'm like, I'm not going to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I'll just go in, get my job done, get paid, leave.
I can't do that. But you know what? I think that might just be an ADHD thing for me because my last I don't know what to call it. What do you call the jobs outside of streaming? Because I feel like calling it a real job doesn't make sense. But do you call it a normal
My
job?
previous jobs.
Normie job.
Normie job? Yeah, my
job.
last normie job, like they all suspected I had ADHD before I ever did. So I think it's just a matter of
Whoa,
like,
shocker.
yeah, I know. I was like, no, I don't. Like, what the fuck? I know. This was like 6 or so years ago, maybe more at this point. But like, I just talk to anyone. I feel like if you just ignore someone's existence, you're being rude. So I feel
Nah.
like by doing that, I'm being an asshole.
No, there was people at my workplace that merited being ignored.
True.
God, they were horrible.
What?
True.
I just love people. I'm very social. I love talking to people, and I make friends all the time.
And Candii, that's
True.
why I let you talk to people and not me, because I am not the people person. I think I used to be when I was younger. I was very a people pleaser type person. The more I get older, the more I'm like, I ain't talking to no one that I don't need to talk to. Like, just don't.
I want to adopt some of that energy very badly.
Okay.
I had a combination of thoughts. I just remembered at one of my previous jobs, there was a guy at the job that like flirted with every girl, which I found out after the fact. But he found out that I sent some dude nudes, and I was mad because the guy was like not responsive. And he was like, "If you ever sent me nudes, like I would be like so thankful." And I was like, "Thank you, dude. That's really cool." And then
I
like,
would
he
love. I
just-
would love you for so long. I would be so happy if you did that.
And it was like a whole thing where it was just every time we went for like work drinks, because I did the whole normie like we'd go like Friday drinks with like work friends, like all that stuff. And he would always
would
try to
never.
pivot to be like, "Oh, like we could just Uber home together. You could stay at my place." I'm like, "No, I'm good.
Ew.
I'm good."
Icky.
But I just found it so funny being like, if you send me nudes, I'd really appreciate it. Like, yeah,
You
I'm
want to
sure-
know?
yeah.
You want to know how
So-
a real man's gonna respond to those nudes? Send them to me.
Literally. Because we ever had
God.
like girl talk where I was complaining about it to like one of my work friends, and he was just like, "If that was me, queen, like that's not how I would be." I'm like,
Yeah, it's literally like guys who are like, if you complain to them about like your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever the fuck, and they're like, "I would never treat you like that ever," stares directly into your eyes with pleading emoji expression, like, shut the
No
fuck up.
thanks.
You're braver than me though too. Going out for work functions outside of
Yeah,
a 9
what
to
the hell?
5. There
I
was
would rather
actually there was a
die.
time where we had like a new boss come in and they wanted to impress everybody, so they were going to take everyone out to like a fancy dinner, and you can bring a +1, and then they were going to take you to a show, like a big fancy show afterwards, completely paid for. Could have gone. No, I think
Nah.
I was probably the only one that didn't go. I'm like,
sounds like
this
fun.
is, I'm
I
not
wouldn't
getting
go
paid to do
either.
this, and it's not like I didn't want to be their friend, and I wasn't friends with any of them, but it was just,
It's just like, I don't know you like
I didn't
that.
want to.
Yeah.
I said it sounds like fun, I think. But no, I just had a flashback to another lady that I worked with. And like one of they had like a getting to know you email thing that you had to like put like favorite color, favorite TV show, whatever. Fictional character that you most resonate with. And
That could be dangerous.
Dude, well, actually, I got into beef and cried about it because this other chick at work, she was like, her character that she put was Daria, and then I did the same character. I did Daria because like at the time I was like very much gelled with that. I was like 22 or 23 at the time, and then she came up to my desk and she was like, "You have to change the character that you picked. Like we can't have the same character." And she's like,
What?
Change your
also
personal likes.
yeah,
Dude, there
and she was
ain't
like,
no
"But-
way. It's not
yeah,
that
and
serious.
she was like, also, Candii, you're a lot more like Quinn, so I would like stop trying to pretend like you're Daria because you're not nearly as like sarcastic or dry. She just like picked beef, and then I
what
got
the
mad about
fuck?
it because I was like, "What the fuck?" I told my roommate at the time, and she was like, "Candii, you're taking this too seriously." I was like in tears, like, "You don't get like it's fuck. What the hell, like, dude."
Dude, you're not taking it too
Bitch is
seriously. That
dead to
other
me.
bitch is taking it too seriously. What the
Yeah.
fuck? What the hell? Not only did they say you have to change your character, but you're also like this other character that isn't that impressive.
Yeah, like the
Dude,
opposite.
it's even like I was gonna say she negged you, but it's way worse than that.
It's like,
Yeah.
especially with me and the various like things mixing in my brain to make me the way that I am. I take it on a really personal level
Oh.
to a non, like it meant it hit deep, and then it was like the double whammy of being like you're not that person, and also, Candii, you're taking this too seriously. I'm like, I don't know.
That's
Sorry.
like the
You're not
same
that guy.
vibe of like it was just a joke when like they're the only
Yeah,
one that thinks
Shia.
it's funny.
Shia, it's very like, you're not that guy, pal. You're not,
You're not
that
that
guy.
guy. Change it. Change it now. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy. That's fucked up.
Dude, I could do a whole episode about just that day. Oof.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to thank our sponsor today, Fansly. Fansly is a home for all VTuber hips and so much more. As y'all know, VchiBanter has a lot of cool behind-the-scenes content on Fansly, such as this. and this. So make sure to check out our Fansly page. Come find your favorite VTuber at Fansly using the Twitch integration as well. Join Fansly today, but make sure to be 18 plus to sign up. And thank you so much to Fansly for sponsoring this episode. Now back to the episode.
That's
Dude,
so
you want to
fucked.
you want to say hear my work experiences?
Yes.
Hit us.
That's it.
That was it.
That's it. There you
Wait,
go.
have you never had a normie job?
I have. I worked at Burger King for like 6 months, and I lied to them and told them I was going to college, which I didn't, and then I quit. But everyone was very nice to me there, except I was kind of like the bad kid. I would like fold up ketchup packets and put them underneath the toilet seat, so when
You're
people
so
would
based.
the people would sit on them, you would hear like a and it would go all over their pants, and then all I would hear from the bathroom is "aw," and of course I had to clean
Why?
up afterwards. Why? 'Cause I was a
Wait.
bad kid. I don't know.
Wait.
I was a delinquent.
Okay, you know what's an even better one than ketchup if you want to be like scare the fuck out of them?
A bomb.
Close, actually. Close.
I
You're
don't
close.
condone any of this. Bad. Bad,
I
bad,
do.
bad.
Anyway, so do you know? I know you know the name of them, but I don't know the name of them. Those little, they're like tiny little balls wrapped in paper, and when you throw them at the ground, they go.
The poppers that you
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I've
floor
known people
poppers?
who put those under the little tabs on a toilet seat.
Oh, that's rough, dude. No, I just did ketchup
That's
packets because it was
mean.
easily accessible. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so I
it makes a mess. It doesn't. It's annoying.
yeah. And then the other job I had, I worked at a ski resort. Was the other job I had, and I was a busser. And basically, rich people would come up and be like, I don't know how to put my boots on. And I'd be like, okay, put your foot up on the table. And so they would put their foot up. They'd be like, all right,
Oh,
put my
wow.
put my
Wowie.
shoe on, Rose. I don't know how to
Okay,
do this.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I would just do it for them. And then I would watch them fumble on the, I'd watch them fumble on the mountain and then laugh. But,
Ah, you know.
and that was it. But I didn't have any weird experiences. Everyone was super nice to me there as well. And they would let me eat chicken fingers and fries every time I walked by the kitchen. So,
Okay, that's pretty
Lucky
fucking
you.
based.
yeah.
That sounds like that sounds like a decent job. Like not like
The
the
busser
best,
one?
but like
Yeah.
at least could be fun.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bus one
yeah.
was fun because you met a lot of people, and also there's a lot of shops in ski resorts. So when you had a break, you can kind of walk around the shops and go do stuff, and you don't have to just sit there and do nothing. The only part that wasn't fun was because you were on a mountain, you had no cell service, so I was literally just on the mountain.
I would
for
rather
all
die.
day.
I think my
Yeah.
favorite job was working at a game store.
Ooh.
Because then when they threw away all the displays, they wouldn't shred them. They would just put them next to the dumpster out back, and then I would just grab them and take them home.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I have like a Legend of Zelda, like Ocarina of Time, like giant castle standee, just like chilling, and it's fucking
Ooh.
sick.
Nice.
Yeah, and I used to take a bunch of other shit too. And then I would get like swag bags of all the garbage, like stuff that no one bought. And I would just bring it to like my friends' parties and just be like, here's a bunch of shit. And they'd be like, what the fuck? How'd you get it? I'd be like, they didn't want it anymore. Got zeroed out.
What were you gonna say, Candy? Saw you itching to say something.
When I sold UGG boots for a living, I used to just spend most of because they're really expensive, would get no customers. Like it'd be like 10 people a day at most. That was really chill. Got paid a bunch of money for it, like
Ooh.
way more than you'd think. And then I would read creepypasta all day.
Oh.
And then my boss one time was like, hey, whatever that weird shit you're reading is, can you stop? And I was like, okay. And then I didn't stop. I
Why
would
did
just
they
spend
tell
my
you to stop
entire shift
reading
reading
it?
creepypasta. Because they wanted me to, because it's retail. They wanted me to be like cleaning the shelves or like standing there and like being attentive. That's retail.
No.
They just
Okay,
want you
but
to
if
stand
there's-
there and be receptive.
But if there's only 10
Uh-huh.
customers a day, like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Rose, have you ever worked retail? Do
Yes,
you know, like
multiple,
they don't
multiple retail jobs.
they
They don't give a fuck, but they're stupid for it.
Oh no, every single retail job that I've had where it's like stand behind a counter and wait for customers to come in, if I even like looked at my phone, I would get like yelled at.
Oh yeah, me too, but I would do it anyway.
Do you know what's an interesting thought though? I have noticed that nowadays people don't care if you're on your phone. Like I remember Shai, you and I went to, I don't know if you remember this, I definitely took note of it, but we went to an airport and we went and got like McDonald's or something relevant, something like that. And the person that was taking our order literally was on their phone while taking our order, just like scrolling
Yeah.
through stuff. And they were like, "What do you want?" And then we told them, and they just put it in. They're like, "Okay, it's all done." And they were just like
Okay.
chilling on their phone. And I was like, "Okay."
I don't
And
care
no
if
one,
they do
no
that.
one cared.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
my
fine.
point.
They were still just doing the thing, but
That's my
yeah.
point. I think people don't care as much anymore, unlike when we were younger or when we had
I was
normie
28.
jobs. Well, you're
So
in
I
a
was like-
different country. I don't know, Candii,
Well.
what's going on over there. But to me, when I was younger, it was like put the phone away or whatever. But I never see that happen nowadays. Everyone just has their phone out. So, which I don't care about. If I was a manager at a job, I wouldn't give a fuck. As long as you're doing a
Oh,
job,
yeah,
I don't care.
same.
Lucky you guys. I mean, I did retail too, but I also had a job where I did tech support, but I could be called in
Ooh.
to do it in person for businesses and people's homes. That led to some really interesting interactions.
Did
I think
anyone
my
ever
most
hit on
fabled
you?
interaction was going to an apartment tower in the middle of nowhere. It's like you drive down a couple mile road into like the middle of the woods, and there was like it was like I was in it was like a Twilight Zone like episode, and there was just a super tall, maybe 20-story tower of just apartments. I go in, there's just one lady at the front, and I tell her I have to go up to floor whatever, and to get in this creaky elevator, go up, knock on the door. Guy opens the door while putting his pants on and tells me to come on in. I go in and he goes, "Oh yeah, the computer's right there." And it's not even a laptop. It's like a little, what are they called? Like a netbook where it
Yeah,
barely
netbook.
turns on because it has like 1 byte of RAM and everything else. It's barely functioning. He then goes over to the TV, turns off the adult film that he was watching, and comes back over and is just like, "Yeah, this thing, it's not working." We go, "Well, I don't know. Can you fix it?"
I wonder
told him-
why.
I told him that I had to grab something from my car, and I just left.
Dude, I would run too. What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
I told
crazy.
my boss, I'm like, "I don't want to go back." And you know what my boss's response was?
What?
"So when can we reschedule you to go back?" And I
Shut
said,
the
"I'm not
fuck
going back.
up.
I'm leaving."
Nah.
Yeah,
I didn't get in
that.
trouble or anything. It was just like I'm just not going to. I'm like, I don't feel safe, and it's weird.
Dude, he tried
So,
to
I'm just
show
gonna
you
leave.
his like oinky spoinky material. What the fuck
Yeah,
was
I
that?
was just like, I'm uncomfortable. I was getting weird vibes even before I was going in, and then just like it just felt weird.
Everyone that I've worked with has either just been like really nice, or I don't really talk to a lot of people. Oh, I also forgot. I had another job where I worked on a farm for 3 months, and I took care of
Cool.
alpacas and stuff. And I did that for fun.
That
But-
sounds
seems fun,
fucking
though.
sick.
yeah, it was during wintertime, so it wasn't really that exciting because you had to shovel the snow and also shovel the shit and then also shovel the hay.
Aw.
And it was just a lot of physical labor, which was really exhausting at like 16 years old.
Yeah, ew, never mind.
And especially going to school too. So I went to school, and then afterwards I would do that for the 3 months in the winter, and I was like, ugh. And it was just a
Ugh.
lot. But it was good money. I got paid like $50 an hour, so that was
What
pretty
the
50?
fuck? 50?
Yeah,
What
it
the
was-
hell?
It was some rich person visiting New England probably from New York or something, where they just had a farm, and they were just giving me like $50 an hour, and
I'll go do
and
that right now. Where are they
Yeah,
at? What the
yeah.
$50 an
it
hour?
was. I
Oh
was
my
there for
gosh.
I think 2 hours, twice a week. I think is what it was. So I got $200 a week, basically.
What
That's
the actual
wild.
fuck? That's bullshit. I'm jealous.
But it
of
only
you.
lasted 3 months out of the year, so it didn't last very long.
Yeah,
so.
but still, for that kind of
Yeah.
hourly rate, you can't really compete with that too easily.
It was pretty good.
So, Shia saying the thing about the customer who had the porn on reminded me of something that I
Mhm.
literally forgot about until like very recently, where I knew this. Okay, this is gonna age me and anyone who knows what I'm talking about. IRC, is a chat
Uh-huh.
client, and I had friends on there that I talked to, and I found out that one was actually fairly local because they were in a college that was nearby. And I was like, oh, we should hang out sometime. And they were like, yeah. And I'm not going to say his name, but he was a nice guy. And when we were hanging out, we went back to his place to grab something before we went out again. And he offered to show me his Fleshlight collection.
What? Collection.
Nice guy. Had a cool collection.
And he pulled out
I
a
think
box.
that's
He's like, "You want to
valid.
see?" And I was like, "No,
Did you just say?
I'm
Can you
good,
just say
I'm
that? You think that's valid?
wanting to show her the collection, maybe not, but having multiple options, that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
fine.
No, that's fine.
That's fine. I was
will
just saying.
say that he did
the
know that I was
collection.
like, he did know that I was like in the BDSM community and stuff like that. So like, maybe he thought because that was the case, like, this is the inappropriate thing to suggest. But I was just so flabbergasted. I was like, huh? No, that's fine. But that's cool. Happy for you. Like, and
So
and
you
then
didn't
just
see it.
no, I saw
You
one
didn't
box.
see his rumblers and tumblers.
No, I saw
Cheyenne,
one
it makes me
box.
think of it. It's like that guy. I was maybe it's that one guy that we see on TikTok all the time, where he's like, "This is the best one of my collection." It's like
We got another
Ratatouille.
rare one today. Do not skip out on this
Do
one.
not skip out on this one. This is the
Fleshlight?
Ratatouille collection.
Oh yeah.
You don't mean Ratatouille Fleshlight though, right?
Oh
The
yeah.
Ratatouille-
We've seen
the
that
Ratatouille.
one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
No, it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's a good one.
I also like the caterpillar from Ant or whatever it's
Bugs
called.
Life?
Bugs Life. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay,
I
that
like
doesn't
one too.
surprise me at all. He has a whore face.
Wait, have you not seen the Ratatouille Fleshlight?
No.
Rose?
Oh, classic.
You're gonna have to show me later.
It's a fucking classic, dude.
Classic.
I would say pull it up on Screen Editor, but don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Imagine a hat with a wig in it, and there's a rat inside, and the rat is the.
Is the guy giving you advice?
I don't
That's
think
the
I want
guy.
advice from that guy. I wouldn't fuck that. I'm just gonna be real.
Well, how would you?
You're not the
I could
penis of
strap
VchiBan.
up. Yeah, I guess
True.
Shia, you have to take that.
That's
Yeah.
true. I'll take one for the team, guys.
Proud of
As
you.
the penis of VchiBan. I'm gonna check
I
out
mean,
that flashlight.
I think that you could get one of those straps that goes. Listen, this
Oh,
might
the
be
double-sided.
This might be the behind the scenes section of this. We might add this as a bonus segment. But I think you could get one of those the one that's inside you, and then you thrust, and then that
Yeah.
So I
The
feel like-
double-sided
yeah.
ones.
Hey, check out our
Yeah.
Fansly page for behind the scenes
Yeah.
content
Well,
and
yeah.
more.
Yeah,
I assume this poll-
Fansley.
I assume
Yeah.
we'll be having a Fansly smash cut of stuff that probably isn't safe for.
Nah,
Yeah.
this is fine. This is fine.
I feel like
Nah,
it's inevitable with all the shit we're gonna talk about.
Oh, 100%. I can't stop talking about fucking.
I don't know why that reminds me of
Thumbs
like
up.
now that's what I call music. It just has like the same vibe title.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What?
it's pretty good.
It's like
Now
an
that's
old,
what I call music.
what was that? It was like old like compilations of like pop hits or some shit, right?
Yeah,
something like
it was
that.
I don't remember if it wasn't on a CD. I think it was when YouTube
Cassette?
first came out. No, I think it was when YouTube first came out. I think.
No, it was
Right?
definitely on TV. I definitely saw ads for it, and that and
Oh, you're right.
That and fucking dude, Kids Bop.
I always think about when I think of music on TV. I always think about that. What's that? Shy, you might know her. She's the one that starts singing and like you wake up at 4
'Cause
a.m.
I'm your lady.
That.
Whitney Houston.
Is that who it is? I don't know who it is. Anyways, that's all I think about old time music when it comes to when we were younger. Or the trains, and more trains.
Oh,
I
I
feel
just
like
think of
kids
like
nowadays just listen to the actual versions of songs, although probably
Yeah.
still Kids Bops.
That reminds me of the conversation that we had last episode with scratch and sniff stuff. Now all I can think about is just old 90s shit. You guys remember the Skip It?
yes.
I had
and the
one of
Bop
those
It.
before. I had the Skip It and I was using it all the time out in my road. Well, it was like the dirt road that led to my house. But I was using it and it flung up at an angle and put a dent in my mom's car at one point.
Do you remember? Okay, this is like. Okay, I have a couple things. Betty Spaghetti. Do you remember Betty Spaghetti? Anyone?
No,
Yes.
but that sounds familiar.
Is
You're
that-
gonna
is
say
that
that
the-
you chewed on her, aren't you, Rose?
Is Betty Spaghetti, is that the thing that you would do with Play-Doh and make
no,
spaghetti?
it was this
No.
plastic doll. And
I
she
know
had-
exactly. It's
Yeah, you
Did she
just
she's
make
like
tried
a
it.
spaghetti?
round. No, she just has a round head and like plastic hair that's like all like really stringy, so it's easy to like braid.
Like
it
a
and
Polly
stuff.
Pocket?
Oh.
Kind of, but no.
It's you know what it looks like? It looks like the mommy long legs in Poppy Playtime. Imagine her, but with like regular skin
Oh.
color and the yeah,
Ew. But her
but her
basically
hair is
that.
made out of this stuff. Do you remember GIMP bracelets?
Gimp?
Yeah,
Like,
the
bondage bracelets?
No, it was like this like plastic string that you made bracelets out of, and you like carved it all together and stuff. And then
Oh, the braid bracelets.
yeah,
where you,
yeah,
like,
that plastic shit. Her hair was made out of shit like that, and I used to fucking chew that shit up.
Well,
We will find you a picture of Betty spaghetti. The second that she
I
mentioned
don't know
Betty
if I want
spaghetti, I was
that.
like, no, just about seeing what she chewed on. Because you look at it and be like, oh yeah, I get it. Because it's
Yeah.
basically a baby toothing toy.
I wasn't a baby though.
Ooh,
Oh,
it's
do you guys
rough.
remember Doodle Bear?
Yes.
Yes.
Fucking love
I
that
had-
bitch.
We had a doodle bear in our elementary school, and you would take it to simulate taking care of something and making sure that it's okay. And people would take it to their home, and then there would just be dicks drawn all over it and like stuff. And then everyone was like, "Okay, we gotta stop doing that."
Oh, that's so fucked up. No.
Yeah, someone put "fuck" on it on its forehead, and
What
then
grade was this in?
it was literally elementary school, and it was so funny because kids are fucking stupid, and they took it to their house, and then they'll be like, "Okay, who put fuck on it?" And then it was like, "Well, it couldn't have been Jerry because it was at Jerry's house last night. So
Nah.
who put fuck on it?" And Jerry's like, "It wasn't me." Like, but obviously it was at
same
fucking
thing.
Jerry's house. Like, of course they put fuck on it.
It's the same thing as people in Twitch chat who get banned, and then they're like, "It was my big brother's cousin's mom's dad's son. It wasn't me. Unban me, please."
My
Same
dad
energy.
hacked my account.
That was my little brother.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't me. That's auto confirmation that you're a child and you
Uh-huh.
got booted like for a reason.
Yup. Do you remember?
love that.
Do you remember the game Perfection?
Nope.
No.
No.
I do, and there was a jingle that,
This is in the slot. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what we call perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised I
I
remember
was-
that. Holy fuck, what happened? Whoa!
What did you just unlock?
Right out of your brain.
I have a pet peeve, which is people mixing colors of kinetic sand. I hate it.
No, you're so
Oh my God.
valid. That's
Oh.
disgusting.
Candy.
Evil.
Candy. Have
Yeah.
you seen
Yes,
that
Buff.
new sand that like moves and it's constantly moving all the time? Have you seen that?
That's kinetic sand.
No, it's not kinetic sand. It's different. It's like a new sand that's come out and it literally is continuously moving all the time. All the time. It's always, even if you leave it on a table, it's still moving.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean? What do you
Yeah,
mean it's
it's-
moving? Where is it going?
Like, okay, wait, hold on, wait. You know,
It's expanding out or
no.
flattening?
You know, like, what's that sushi that has that chip on it that's always constantly moving?
Oh,
like
they're
the fish skin dashi or whatever.
Yeah,
they're
that.
like the flakes.
Like the-
that-
Yeah.
Oh, for a kake, something like that.
Yeah,
dashi for a
that's
kake, one of those.
that's what the
That's
sand is
spicy,
like. That's what the sand is like. It just sits there and it just like wiggles and
Oh.
moves and
I
stuff.
like
And,
Those
people
are
play
like
with
that.
it.
That
And it-
stuff moves kind of because of heat.
And it gives me the biggest ick ever. I'm like, that's the most disgusting fucking thing ever in the entire world. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to touch it. And every time it pops up on my TikTok, I'm like, ugh. And it's so
That's-
gross. I just thought you would like it because you like that kind of stuff, but I hate it.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying, which is the satisfying videos that are kinetic sand, but it's like they will like mix the colors together, and then I just get mad.
Right, what's the
You
point?
can't take it
Because
apart
you
after
can
that.
never take that apart again.
Yeah.
And it
They
doesn't
just
mix.
throw it out.
It's just like visually, yeah, like it goes together, but it never like actually mixes.
No,
No,
and
it's
then
a
and then
fucking
every
waste.
video they have new kinetic sand.
I don't like that. I don't like
I-
that candy.
I will say
I know I don't like it.
I do
I
like
don't
the
like it.
videos though where they have the little paint balls and they like mix them together and this is what
Oh, yeah, those are,
maroon
like-
looks like.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's nice. I like those.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
I always show chat the like the magic erasers that are like soaked in slime or whatever, and then they cut them with a knife, and it sounds like razor. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I wanna
yeah,
see
it's
that.
really,
Chat
really
hates
bad.
it.
Shy hates
Yeah.
those.
I've never seen that. I want to see that.
I like showing chat terrible things.
Yeah.
I'll find it next time I find one. I'll show it to you.
I like
I have
a
training my
giant
chat like
lipstick boy
dogs.
Shia shows his chat terrible things like the potatoes that get pregnant and have babies and you cut them
Oh,
open and
yeah.
then
I look for the worst content to I always tell everyone that I curate the best content, even though it is the worst content that I can find on TikTok. Man, if I could show the amount of dicks that I find on TikTok, if I could show that on stream, I would have so much more content.
yeah.
There's so many dicks on TikTok, which is really concerning. There's also one guy's account, which nothing against him, absolutely love when he pops up on my feed, but he is always doing like acrobatics in a gym, and he's wearing like a one piece or some kind of like a suit. Sometimes he'll be Spider-Man, sometimes he'll be something else. Always full mast when he's doing like a backflip. He'll be doing like a flip onto like a trampoline or something, full mast the entire time.
That's
What the
that's so crazy.
What?
But the funny
You could
part
show
is
that
to
on the
me,
Fansly though.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we could. Well, they're
True.
probably banned at this point. When you normally find them, they last for like a day and then they get
No,
banned.
this guy's been there consistently. Yeah.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah, catch me on Fansly. I'll show him.
Yeah.
My favorite part about finding the dick TikToks, Shia, is when we send them to our
TikTok.
best friend Basil, and we always send it to him, and we're like, "Hey, Basil, you want to see someone's cock?" And that's literally his entire feed on our TikTok, and it's great.
Oh my god.
I have to show it to someone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta share it to someone.
No,
Yeah, but
that's
no one
totally
sees it.
valid. Anytime I see something traumatic online or traumatizing, I just have to make sure that I traumatize somebody else with me.
What?
Yeah.
Traumatizing.
Yeah, like if you see something that's just like really fucking foul or like gross or like makes you go like, ugh, what the fuck is that? Or just really
Like
weird.
Tub Girl.
I showed my mom Tub Girl.
Oh, what did she think?
She didn't like it. I also showed her Two Girls, One
Aw.
Cup, which she also did not like.
Oh,
She stared at the
that makes
screen
sense.
and then left like 2 seconds later. She's like, why are you showing me this? And I was like, I thought it would be funny. And it was for me. Sorry, Mom.
sorry, mother.
I love you. If you're ever listening to this, I'm sorry.
The only thing I showed my mom one time was my tits.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
Cool.
There was one time, so I turned 18, and I had a lot of friends be like, "Oh, well, now you can smoke cigarettes or buy porn." And I was like, "I don't want to do any of that. That sounds boring. I'm gonna get my nipples pierced because why wouldn't I do that? That
Oh.
sounds really fun." And my mom, not the greatest person in the world, started arguing with me about something around the house. And I got to the point where I got so angry that I literally said, "Mom, you don't fucking control me." And I pulled my shirt up and I showed her that I had piercings in my nipples. And she didn't say anything and just walked away. And I was like, yeah.
That was like Butters in South Park when he pees and he pulls his shirt up and like that's what that looks like in my mind.
Yep.
Just the-
That's
What the
basically what it was
fuck?
like.
Holy
Jesus.
shit.
Yeah. That's the only thing I've ever shown my mom.
I showed my mom the song What in the Butt, and she still sings it to this day.
It's a
It
catchy
was, it was
song.
catchy.
It is. She sang
Yeah.
it to my friends on Skype when I was like a teenager too, and I was just like, "Can you please give me my headphones back?"
Mm.
And she was just like, "I said what?" I'm like, "Stop it, please." Pain.
Oh my God.
I'm too much of a goody two shoes. I wouldn't want to do that.
You and Shy are too much of a goody two shoes. I'm gonna say it
Mhm.
right now.
I mean, I'm mostly a goody two shoes outside of select things like that.
I
No,
don't know
Rose.
that.
No,
No.
Rose. No, you stop right there. You are just as
Why?
bad as me, but in a different parallel. Okay.
What?
You and I, girl, used to steal shit. Okay. You and I are in the
I was
same
a
parallel.
teenager.
Okay,
Yeah, but
well,
you still
I,
did it.
you still
Stolen
did it.
anything.
As to
You
where
still did
Candy,
it.
this is my argument. Candy and Shia are like
I
goody
didn't do
two shoes
that.
to the max. They were like, "No, mother, please, I love everything
Mother,
you do. Mother, please,
I
give me
have
an
a
allowance."
crime to announce that I saw. I will tell you henceforth, so that the punishment is brought swiftly and correctly to the correct person.
Shia and Candy were both narcs. It's
My
just that's
parents,
how
I
it
told
is.
my mom every time I went drinking.
What'd you say, Candy?
What did you say?
Oh, my mom, like, I used to, like, I never snuck out or anything. And, like, I never, like, went out without permission. So,
I didn't
Not me.
either.
Not me. Rose, I see you're trying to defend yourself, girl. It ain't gonna
I
happen.
didn't.
All right.
I-
You
okay,
and
I
I
admit
are
I did
you and
bad
I are
stuff.
we're floating in the same boat, girl. Okay? We're floating in the same
Just
boat. They
because
can
I
have
stole a couple $1,000s worth of shit from the mall.
And because you were a teenager.
was a
a couple
teenager.
thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Ain't too bad.
And then I would use the money that my mom or dad would give me that I took to the mall that they gave me to like buy shit, and I would use it to buy stuff on like MMOs.
Yeah, good
'Cause I
kid
would
over
just
here.
steal stuff instead.
Yep.
Wow.
Got a good one.
Wow. Did we know this before we all got into VchiBan together? That this
yeah.
I mean,
So
I
we have
haven't
two
done it
narcs.
our
since I was a
backstories?
teen.
We have 2 narcs and 2 bad kids. Yeah.
2 narcs and 2 bad kids.
I am a knock. It's just in my nature.
Mhm, mhm.
Even if I think I accidentally committed a crime, I'll admit to it.
Yeah, I always think of that one story when Candii was coming to America and they started crying because they were asking Candii questions and being like, "What are you gonna do in America?" And Candii started
I
crying. being
remember
like,
that.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do medieval times. 'Cause
I
they
remember
thought
when
they
you
were gonna get
called me
trouble.
for that, and I was like, "You're gonna be fine, girl. You got this."
What are you going to be doing in America? Medieval times.
And I still haven't done it, so I lied to that guy.
I've never
Yeah.
been either.
I had like 3 different staff check on me because I was sobbing.
Medieval times trip.
Looks like we're
Medieval
finding a
times
medieval
podcast.
time.
Can we, please?
Yes,
I really wanna go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
might try and marry one of the nights. You'll have to keep a tab on me.
That was oh my
Mm.
god, that was our friend Numi when we went. Our friend Numi, there was one night
Doesn't
where
surprise
she was
me.
just like, "Yes, take your shirt off." Woo!
Oh my god,
And then-
green night.
Yeah,
Oh
and then at
God.
the end, she ran all the way down and like got his rag or something, and he
His little
signed
sweat
it.
rag.
His little sweat rag, and signed it. And she was like, "Oh my god, I got his rag."
Did she sniff
was-
it?
I don't know if she sniffed it. She just took it. I will say though, Candii, might be good for you and Rose because the chicken there is fucking bland, dude. It is not great chicken. It is kind of like
I like
Why is
spi-
that
I like
good?
flavorful chicken.
Well, you don't like
Yeah, me
sauces, Rose,
too.
right?
I don't like sauces, but I can tolerate them, and I've been growing on it a little bit. But I still prefer it with spices. But I don't like it plain. It needs like something
nah, it's plain,
on it.
dude. It's got salt and pepper, and that's it. It's plain as fuck. It's not
I mean,
good.
that's
Ooh.
fine,
don't
but
like
it's
chicken
not
on the bone.
peak.
Oh, it's a
Same.
full chicken, y'all.
Ugh.
It's you are getting you are literally it is a little quail. You are
But-
getting a full
The
chicken.
chicken on the
I'm good.
bone is so slimy and nasty, dude.
That's what you get.
I don't
If my
want
teeth
that.
touch bone texture, I will throw up.
Me too.
It will.
Well,
and
no, it won't, because I won't eat it.
You guys have a lot of cleaning to do then.
You can just like pick it off the bone. Just
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
We'll say-
slimy still.
So
If
the
I-
thing
If I remember the animal was alive at any point, it's over.
Candii, this is a
Yes.
place called medieval times. We're in the medieval times, okay? You are sitting there. They don't give you utensils. You drink soup out of the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
You sit there with no utensils, and you sitting there and just you're.
they bring a ladle by and you have to suck out of the ladle, the communal ladle.
Yeah.
They'll bring it by and hold it in front of you.
Ew.
Do you want some soup? And you have to
Yeah.
lean forward and go.
I
and
would
suck it out of the ladle.
never.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
reference back
That's
to the
fine.
time that I said that I would die anytime pre-20th century.
I think I would too. We would be
So
so
do we
We all
not-
fucked.
might.
So do we not go to medieval times now?
I'm still going
Yeah, I
for the
wanna
fantasy
go.
of it.
I think they
But I
have a
might not
pirate
eat
version,
the
right?
food.
We could probably do
Yes,
that
so they
instead.
actually just
Maybe we
came
just
out with
go
a
get
pirate
scurvy?
version last or couple years ago, 2 years ago, but there's only a couple areas with it.
Wait, that
Mm.
sounds sick though.
I get to do the I'm
Yeah.
actually thing again.
Okay.
But that's actually not how they would do that. That's actually not how this shit would be laid out. Actually, doesn't mean sense.
You're doing great, Candii.
I'm very fun to be around.
fun to be around.
My friends actually really
You
enjoy
are
me,
fun to
and
be
they do
around.
laugh often at the things I say.
I will say though that one of the pirate medieval times or whatever the fuck it's called, one of them is in LA. So next time you come to LA, we can go to one. I know LA
Only
not
if I
that
can have a
exciting.
cute cunty outfit to wear.
Yeah, they have outfits that you can buy there, or you can bring one or whatever.
Fine.
Oh my god, there was this TikTok where people went to medieval times and they dressed up as peasants, and I thought it was the funniest.
That's
I can do that. That sounds sick.
No, I'm not going as a pet. No. I'm going for wish
Sorry,
fulfillment. I'm
rich
not being a
Candii
peasant.
can't be a peasant. All
No,
right, no, can't be like that.
I'm a princess and nothing less. Maybe a queen. We'll say.
Maybe a queen.
If you're a queen,
I
can
think
I be
staying princess
princess?
gives me options for marriage. What?
If you're a queen, can I be princess?
I'm not
be-
financing your fucking laziness. You get your own guy to take care of you.
I don't want to
You get your own person to give you riches. I'm working
I'm
on
a
it.
monster. I just
wanna be
I'm
a
gonna Snow White the fuck out of
princess.
you.
I'm gonna be the jester.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
Being a jester would be fucking sick though.
Oh, is that what you want, Shia? I can be
yeah.
the
I
horse.
wanted to be the king's like jester.
Shia, you can be the
That he
jester. I'll
doesn't
be
tell
the
the queen about.
I'll be the horse so people can ride me all day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Rose,
Nice.
you can be a princess, Rose. But I'm just saying that when I'm curating my bid for queendom, I'm not gonna throw in my unmarried history of having a daughter.
Oh no,
That's
guys,
fine.
this
As
is
long
like
as you
Candy's
secretly
job.
support me, like in behind the
Yeah.
scenes, that's fine. I don't care.
This is Candy's
I
job
don't
all
want the
over again,
limelight
where,
anyway.
where they told Candy couldn't be a certain person, and now it's getting too serious
You
again.
can't be the queen.
can't
also,
be the queen,
you're more
okay?
of a king.
You're more of a king, and you're gonna
You're
be
more
like
of a
that.
princess, actually.
She has to be a princess. She has to be my princess, and I'm busy out here trying to finance my own relation. Why are you excited?
I'm your princess.
I was quoting what you wanted.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, well.
I guess so. That's fine.
If
That's fine.
I'm queen and you are my princess, that means you are my daughter.
No, I just want to be your princess.
You can be my princess, but I'm
Yeah.
not keeping the bloodlines of
Listen, I don't want you to be my fucking mommy. I just want to be your princess.
Shy, I'm so glad with that.
I don't think
Jesse and the
Shada
horse
says
are in the
her
shed.
name is
Right.
You know, we're in the
Right.
fucking shed, dude.
Guys, put a 1 down in the comments below if you want Candii to be your mommy. 2, if you want them to be your queen. 3, if you want Rose to be their princess.
The widow princess. Yeah, well, Shy, I think you and I have been to Medieval Times, not counting that one that was a different company, but actually Medieval Times twice, I think, right?
Yeah,
Twice.
twice.
Yeah. I love it every single time. It's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Medieval
fun
times.
gimmick that you don't really see often.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, it's fine.
Yeah, that
It's
one that we
okay.
went to with all of our friends that was in Vegas was a.
Yeah.
It was an.
It's like the Tournament of
off-brand-
Kings in the Caesar's Palace. No, not
Yeah.
Caesar's. What is it? Excalibur.
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Which was. I
It's-
don't know. It
I
wasn't
think
as.
that they had pricier like gimmicks for like the the fucking cannon that every time it went off right next to us scared the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, literally. So we were sitting at the edge of one corner, and the cannon was literally right above us. So every time it went off, it was like right in our ear, and we're like, ah!
Oh my god.
It was so bad. It was, and it went off a lot too. It
Yeah.
wasn't just once. It was like
Mhm.
every time they did a gag.
Scary.
That
Yeah.
just makes me
Crazy.
think of like any casino that has those big flamethrowers for like dramatic effect. It's just like full of birds.
No, don't
Like
say
not
that.
alive birds.
No,
Yeah.
stop it, stop it, stop it.
How many dead birds are in the cannon, do you think?
Don't ask me that.
At least like,
10?
yeah, I was gonna say at least
It's a lot
30.
of feathers, even from like one.
Cartoonish like puff of feather.
Yeah.
You're a cat.
Yeah,
At least
but
30. The only thing I remember in Vegas that had flames was the pyramid, but they got rid of that. So
I'll go to the Bass Pro Shop pyramid.
Ooh.
I want to go to the Bass
Oh.
Pro Shop so bad. It
I
looks
wanna
so dope,
go.
and you
They
can
do
have
bowling.
It's
they
a
have-
hotel too.
it's
You
a
can
I
stay
like
hotel.
there.
bowling.
hmm
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can get a room that looks out into the shop.
Yeah, it looks
We should
dope
do
as
that.
fuck.
Can we do that,
We
please?
should do a vlog.
VchiBan,
A
go.
VchiVlog and the Bass Pro like
Vici
pyramid.
Bass.
Where even is that?
Kentucky or something, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's like in the middle of nowhere.
or Tennessee. It's like Kentucky or Tennessee. It's one of those southern states. I don't know. I have no idea. But that'd be sick. Imagine being like, yeah, the Vici crew goes to the Bass Pro Shop. Hell yeah.
Vici Bass, Vici Bass, Vici Bass. Yeah.
I get to be in America, boo.
Yeah,
Like
what do we call
Carbone.
when we do a vlog? What do we call it? Vici vlogs.
yeah, the VchiVlog.
Okay. Yeah.
VchiVlog. We should make that a long-term goal. Is to do we should go to the pyramid, the Bass Pro
That'd be sick.
pyramid.
Can
and
you
do-
fish in there?
What?
Can you fish in there?
No, I don't think so. They have a big
Mm.
aquarium though.
I guess
The
you
whole
could.
thing, Rose, when you walk in, is like it is literally a huge glass wall of just fish that are in an aquarium and ponds and shit, and literally like a mountain. It's insane.
I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go.
There was also another thing that I remember someone talking about, or we saw a TikTok about it or something, where it was like the biggest grocery store in the world would be something like fun.
Oh, it's like something Uncle Ben's or something. It's in Ohio.
Yeah.
It's like an enormous grocery store with 7-8 different kinds of bananas, and it has an amusement park and a billion. It literally, you can spend an entire day there, and they encourage people to do so because they have so many gimmicks.
Bananas. I want to
Do you
try
love
all
7
of
different
them.
types of bananas?
I want to try all of them and find out.
That would be a fun VchiVlog too.
Yeah.
Going to
Writing
biggest
both
grocery
of
store.
these down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like super fun. I mean, like we went and did Shy. We went and did
Are you gonna say Omega
Omega-
Mart?
yeah.
Because I want to
Omega
go
Mart.
there
Oh,
so
yeah, in Vegas?
fucking
Yeah,
bad.
it was fun.
Those things
Yeah.
make me queasy. It's too much
Why?
color.
Oh,
much stuff
I
going
like
on.
that kind of stuff.
We did that one, and then we did another one in Texas that was kind of that one was wild.
That one was kind of a shit show.
Yeah, I mean they both are.
Yeah, shit show in a
They're
good
fun,
way.
I'm so jealous of you.
The one that was in Texas, I felt like was a little bit more difficult though, because it was about a story about a kid that I didn't fucking care about, and then they
Yeah.
were just like, the kid's missing. I'm like, I don't care about finding this kid. I just
Mhm.
want to see all the cool shit.
Stupid child.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one little city
okay.
area was cool looking. It was kind of like a cyberpunky, messy, like little city. There was like certain rooms and areas that I was like, oh, that's cool, and then the rest of it,
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool.
It's just a
like,
house.
but not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where like I feel like with a Mega Mart, it was more kind of put together, but I think that is their main attraction. I think in that series.
It's definitely like the most popular one.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That one felt more put together, and doing the puzzles and stuff like that was more connected. And when you went through it, it was more like you were supposed to be in that area after you did the puzzle of that area, and it felt just more like linear, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
Compared
what
to the
would
other
be
one.
funny as a vlog?
Mm.
That in the dark dining that you did that one time, but then
Oh
the
my
camera has
God.
night vision, so you
There
can
was-
just
Oh my
see
God.
everyone.
There was one time Shy and I, we did dark dining with our friend Ross and Giwi, and we also All Tribe was there, and
Oh, I'll try.
it was so funny
Oh,
because there was
boy.
times. I think were you sitting next to Ross, Shia, at the time?
I was sitting across from him, I think.
I don't know if it was Dash or someone was messing with Ross where they kept putting their hand on his leg, and he was like, "Who the fuck's doing that? Like, who's touching me?" And obviously you can't see anything. And then we went another time with our other friend, and it was so hilarious because every time we were in the dark, they were like, "Guys, I think I could see something. I think I could see something." And we're
Oh
like,
my
"No,
gosh.
no, you can't. You can't see shit. It's so dark." And he's like, "Yeah, I can. Watch." And he went to go grab it, and he like spilt something.
Yeah.
And
there's-
then we're
Oh
like,
my
can't see
God.
anything.
I was like, "You can't see shit."
I think I can see the room, guys. No, really, I can see it. No, you can't. Stop it.
That would be me.
I would die. I have horrible night vision.
Well, you
It's
don't see
so
anything.
Well,
bad.
there's nothing there.
There's
It's
nothing.
not
It's
even
pitch
night
black.
vision. You don't see anything.
Yeah.
Like even you don't ever get used to it.
Nothing.
No.
Well,
It's like pitch black.
no,
pitch
you don't
black.
get used to it. It doesn't. There's literally no light to get your eyes adjusted to.
No.
Okay, is it fucked up if I say that that's kind of like hot?
Well, we did ask the the server about that.
True.
And we asked them because this was also in Vegas, and we said, "What's the craziest thing that's ever happened here? Have you had people come through and try to do weird things in the dark?" And of course, yeah, people have tried to do weird things in the dark. But they also had like a large group of people, 20 to 30 people came in, huge table.
Uh-huh.
I guess they were in Vegas for an adult film convention, and they all thought it would be a good idea that when the server left that they would all take off their clothes. So he came back. Now, mind you, all the servers in this restaurant all have goggles on. So there's not just
Yeah.
one person that can see you. It's all the servers and all the staff can see, but the rest of the patrons cannot see. They're on tables next to you, but they can't see you. So he came back and he didn't really have a good explanation because we were like, "What did you do?" And he was like, he just came back and pretended like things were okay.
No, he said he went real funny, guys. Haha. Like that's what he said. And then he said he left thinking that they would put their clothes back on, and they still didn't
Oh
put their
yeah,
clothes back
but
on.
he didn't
my
do anything about it.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want to
That's
say
so
anything.
fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the only light that you get to see is when the servers come by. They have night vision goggles, and you can see like a little red light on their night vision goggles, and that's it.
Barely. You
Barely.
have to focus hard to see it.
Yeah, that's all you see. But
Yeah.
the way that they explain you to eat, so imagine you like close your eyes, okay? I mean, you can close your eyes, but they say that you have a plate in front of you, and on the right side of the plate is your fork, and on the left side of your plate is your knife, and on the
They
top of your
gotta do it.
plate is your drink, and that's how they would do it. So
Yeah, I think that's hot. I think that's hot. Yeah. Sorry.
well, you don't have to be sorry about that. We're just eating food.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun though. It was a good time. We did
I
it
think
twice.
you're just extrapolating stuff, Rose, to make it hot. I don't think inherent. Wow.
What do you mean?
VchiBan.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on episode 2. Come back on episode 3 where we talk about more things that Rose finds hot.
Yeah.
God.
Thanks for being here, y'all. See you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Check out our page on Fansly for behind the scenes content and more. Check out our YouTubes, our socials, they're all around.
All right,
VchiBan,
guys.
VchiBanter.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Love you.